What am I supposed to say? There was something like, oh, Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Guten Tagen. Guten Tagen. Guten Nacht. I don't know how you guys say good evening or good night. Yeah, see, I do speak a little bit of German, sort of. Somebody would be like, that's horrible. That's horrible, Hake. Uh, it's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It is Tuesday, the 22nd of July. Happy White History Month. AD 2025. And we're going to have a fun, hopefully, okay, loosey-goosey Hake episode. Because it just doesn't make sense to say the Hake Report show. You know what I mean? Jelly bean? My goodness. Oh, would you turn that thing for me? It's hot in here. Dad? So let's get going, everybody. Thank you. That feels much better. I will be taking your calls, 1-888-775-3773. The views expressed on this show do not represent Hake. Even Hake does not represent Hake. I don't even represent myself. And no endorsement nor whatever, condemnation, whatever, is implied, okay? Yes, I turned it on. And I'll read your super chats, by the way. I disclaim your super chats and your calls and myself and stuff that I cover. The news may not be accurate. I like it to be accurate. You know, I'm white, and I'm educated. Believe it or not, but it doesn't mean anything. Okay, so you can't really trust. Take everything that you hear with a grain of salt. Let me turn this down a little bit. You know, it's okay. Unless I start yapping. I do have more beach streams to show to you guys, to send, to put out, publish. You can't say any phrase. Every phrase is like something bad. Yeah, see, I'm yapping. So, kids do listen to the show, so watch. And sometimes they may even slip and see the chat, even though they're not supposed to look at the snake pit. Some children, not kids, baby goats. Some children are homeschooled, and so they catch the show as part of their like civics or history or social. Kids, homeschooled kids don't take social studies. Okay, social studies is a communist buzzword. Socialism. So, but they might sometimes be catching the show, but you'll miss the show if you go into the snake pit. You may learn some stuff. Most of what you learn is useless, but you may learn some useful things occasionally in the chat. I sometimes do. I feel that it's useful. But yes, especially if you're like catching something real like Church or JLP's monologues during his radio show, I encourage you to stay out of the snake pit because it doesn't do any good. It's just ego and snakes and the scum of the earth. Shout out, snake pit. What's up, chicken heart? I learned that that's how it's pronounced. Mina, is Mina there? Mina. Is Mina there? Where's Mina? Everblazer, Cloud Bobs, Nate, Krabby Turtle, the top mod of the JLP show right now, actually. Look at that rock. Nature. And nature's God. I wonder if I'm talking. I wonder if I'm yapping here. Where is it? Oh, yeah. That would have been bad. See, look at that. Cool. We're looking at a cool rock. It's a nature walk, kids, with a big old the Hake Report logo on it. Or just Hake logo.
I'm tough.
Oh, no. So I'm walking on rocks barefoot, and I'm claiming to be tough. So, Let me refresh and pull up this stuff. The lines are filling up. 1-888-775-3773. I will read your super chats, guys. I do see some of them coming in. Some of you guys' favorite super chatter has already put in a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Or you can just go right to thehakereport.com and there's one there. Man, what's up with punchy.tv? You can watch and listen to Hake and JLP, and we're working on Nick's too for punchy.tv. That's Anchor Baby. He will be getting his going soon, but the site's, at least on my end, is not loading right at the moment, but I did see it was live. Nice. Good morning, Jim in Alaska. A faithful viewer over on punchy.tv. It's a chill chat over there. Very cool. Have I finished my disclaimer? It's for general information and entertainment only. I do want to talk about this social media platform today. This one social media platform that is growing. It's for writers, and it is so, I shake my head. It is so, I noticed a predictable pattern. I noticed a pattern among the top posts. They're almost like tweets over there on this one social media platform. And so I'm kind of excited to show it to you guys. But I hope not to blabber too much because Karen Williams over there says, you talk too much, Hake. And I think she's right. So anyway, guys, let's just get around with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I'm wearing a shirt with an anchor on it. And it's kind of like the Anchor Baby. But it's not. And it has a pocket that's sewn shut. Kind of useless, but stylish. I might tell you where I got it. I might one day, but whatever. It's not a Hake shirt. It's just a shirt. Okay, nice. I'd like to get to a call here first thing, and then I'll dive into some topics and get into more of your calls and your super chats. I do see them and appreciate them. Mark in Los Angeles, California. It is White History Month. So let me get to a white man.
Happy White History Month, Hake.
Thank you. You as well.
I got to clear, this isn't the only reason I called, but I do want to clear something up from yesterday. When that low IQ Negro from Baltimore said that King was shot in the face, he lied.
That's not the case, huh?
Of course not. I can't believe you didn't call him on it. They showed him in his coffin. They showed King, laying in his coffin and his face was intact. It showed him cradled by Jesse Jackson in the hotel where he was shot, right after he was shot, laying there, and his face was intact. The only reason the dummy from Baltimore said that was to inflame Negroes to hate white people even more than they already do, and to instill a guilt complex in the white man. And as far as Medgar Evers, if he said he was shot in the back, I don't believe it. I haven't researched it. It didn't take any research to know he was lying about King. So I just want to say that. And if you believe some idiot that says India and Egypt were black civilizations, I'd hang up on him and never let him call back. But up to you. I'm not telling you to do that.
Well, but that's part of the reason that I have disclaimers, because I want to encourage people, remember, not to believe everything you hear. And,
yeah, but some of it's disprovable.
Right. Now, Medgar Evers, according to Google AI, far-left extremists, Google AI. Don't use Google, kids. Do as I say, not as I do. He was shot in the back. He was shot as he walked from his car to his home after an NAACP meeting. Bullet fired from a high-powered rifle, they say. Struck him in the back. He died less than an hour later. So rest in peace to Medgar Evers. MLK Jr., yeah, I think you may be right. I've never heard that before. I know
the guy's a lion snake. I never said that Evers wasn't shot in the back.
Right.
I didn't know.
No,
but that's the first I've heard of it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't think of that man who called as a purposeful liar. I think of him as a foolish man who is fooled and fooling others. You know.
Well, he's full of hate for the white man.
Right.
There's no doubt about that. But the fact that he would come on your show, he knows he didn't shoot him in the face.
I don't know. I don't know where he got that one.
He just made it up. I mean, you could see from the shot, the assassination of King that night or that day, whatever, he was laying cradled by Jesse Jackson, and his face was intact. But even more provable, this clown lied, was when King was in the coffin, when they had his funeral on TV.
He was struck by a single bullet in the right side of his face, according to far-left Google AI, specifically around the chin and jaw area, and it traveled through his neck, severing his spinal cord. Ooh. Oh, sorry, kids, and faint of heart.
Well, it didn't look like it. Does it? Okay,
one lie that my caller may have said was, I seem to recall that it said that he claimed that it distorted, like it knocked part of his face off, which that doesn't sound like it's true.
No. Look at the photo of Jesse Jackson.
It showed one side of his face and not the other side. So the other side of his face may have been a bit disfigured, but that's not a pleasant topic.
Well, I know, but we got to dispel these lies. And the motivation for the lies, which is to instill a hatred for whites and Negroes and a feeling of guilt on the white man's part.
Yeah. No, I didn't shoot him, and I disavow. Not only do I disclaim it, I disavow it.
What? Disavow what?
The shooting of that guy.
Oh, yeah, well, you got to do that.
I mean, that's obvious. It's just basic right and wrong. It's part of being white is being right.
Right. Also, what I wanted to enter someone into the White History Month Hall of Fame.
Okay.
He's still alive. He's a very dear friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in a very long time. He's in his 90s now, and he's retired. But it's Dr. Edward Reed Fields of Marietta, Georgia. You can Google him, but you have to make sure you say Reed, because there's a lot of Ed Fields. Dr. Edward Reed Fields. He was the editor of the newspaper, The Thunderbolt, which in later years was changed to The Truth at Last. It was in every Klansman's home in the 60s. It was every white nationalist in the country almost subscribed to it. And it was published first, I think it was 1960, and the paper folded in around somewhere in the 90s. I don't know the exact date, but Dr. Fields retired. But let me say this about Dr. Fields. To me, he was a mentor. He educated me on the race issue and on the Jewish question. And I can't think of a bigger patriot than Dr. Fields. And let me just say this, if anybody does research him, George Lincoln Rockwell sued Dr. Fields in the Thunderbolt, even though you would think they would be allies, because they said Dr. Fields made a mistake once, and he claimed Rockwell was a communist. And Rockwell threatened to sue, so they settled out of court for about $2,500. They shook hands, and that was the end of that.
Oh.
But again, Dr. Edward Reed Fields and the newspaper the Thunderbolt / Truth at Last. The paper changed its name in the 1980s.
All right. Well, I appreciate your contribution, Mark, in Los Angeles.
Sure. No, I'm not trying to sell a paper. The paper doesn't even exist anymore. I'm just entering Dr. Fields into the White Hall of Fame because if there was ever a white man that deserved it, it's him.
All right.
So,
well, thank you.
And that's all I got for you, Hake. Keep up the good work. God bless. And hope to talk to you again. Happy White History Month.
Indeed. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye. So I have a super chat from, speaking of people who have passed on, Popcorn's Thump Keg, our favorite, my favorite, and your favorite coffee buyer on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Rest in peace to the great Malcolm Jamal Warner. I, like many people, grew up watching The Cosby Show. And from the late 80s into the early 90s, it was consistently rated one of the top sitcoms in the country, hitting #1 several times. Yep. A lot of people wished they had an Uncle Phil. Rest in peace, James Avery from The Fresh Prince. And there are a host of other great TV icons. Wow, he died? Uncle Phil? But in my opinion, Dr. Cliff Huxtable, Bill Cosby, and his wife, Claire, Phylicia, I believe, Rashad, were the gold standard. They were a great couple. They looked great, and they acted great. And yes. And Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner, MJW, Malcolm Jamal Warner, was the big brother that many of us could relate to. He was cool. There is a quick throwback to one of the most iconic moments from the show. I'm sure your viewers will remember. And if it really is the Cosby Show, it should be safe to play because it's not all mess. The Cosby Show was not messy. It was funny. Bill Cosby was funny. Here's the thing. They're dancing. Oh, Lord. Whoa, there he is. Is that, what's his name? You know, I didn't like the song Gold Digger. I think is that Ray Charles singing? I just needed a little bit of peace and quiet. I'm white. Is that Ray Charles singing? Everybody ain't Ray Charles, Hake. Anyway. But now I listened to Gold Digger early Sunday morning, and I actually was like, wow, this is actually really good. I'm talking about the Kanye West song from way back. It's not even way back, but it's fairly well. Oh, cute girl. She's probably my age. She's not my age. She's like 4. Oh, that's nice. Of course, Popcorn would pick a black part. Because this is not something that the whites enjoy that much. They like it. They like, we whites, we like Ray Charles. There's others we prefer, Georgia. And Hit the Road Jack. That's undeniable. This one is more like, all right. Hey, there's Bill Cosby. Is she that one who's now, she's sort of sensible, but she has like issues? I mean, that's everybody, right? Kind of. Yeah, with her 2 front teeth missing. I remember I missed my 2 front teeth. I remember that light-skinned sister or whatever. She's pretty. The light-skinned one. Remember her? That one? Cute. Thank you, Popcorn. White History Month. There's Bill Cosby right there. You see him? See, what I like about him is he doesn't really smile. And he would just be quiet. And then he would, like, draw attention to the humor of the situation. It was cool, Bill Cosby. I mentioned in the Rumble chat this morning, on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, he is on Rumble, and so am I, that I think that he got unfairly smeared and railroaded with the sexual stuff that they tried to do it on him. But shout out to you guys who think ill of him now. Kind of funny. It's almost over, guys. Don't worry. 20 seconds. And he was fit, kind of. And he knew to present a decent image when in decent company or in the public decency. You know, even if in private or on the stand-up, I don't know what his stand-up was like. Some people say that there was this one guy who was in Superman 3 who was, they say that he was a drug addict and he was black, but he was really funny, they say. And a likable guy, kind of. I forget why I brought him up. But anyway, like, even if you're in your private life a mess, keep it private. It's called having respect for the public, for the people, and yourself. But it's not this let it all hang out and be vulgar. Oh, I'm being my authentic self, letting it all hang out and being vulgar. And shout out to the people who do that. I actually have a lot of respect for some of those people, but not because of that. Just that's irrelevant to me. Thank you. Nighttime is the right time. The Cosby Show. Season 2, episode 3. Awesome, says Patrick Lucky, who said that. And I'll hit the like just to be nice. Thank you, Popcorn's Thump Keg. I don't find that moment to be one of the most iconic ones, but I'm ignorant. I didn't watch these shows faithfully. I did watch them sometimes when they were on. Good times in Sanford and Son were way better, says not Goethe, don't ban me. I never watched any episodes of Roseanne, except for the ones on which Jesse Lee Peterson appeared. And her podcast is probably much better than her show. Because I never really liked... Oh, Age of Inversion liked Roseanne back in the day. Huh. I never saw it or watched it. I mean, it was kind of after I was done with the sitcom thing. I outgrew the sitcoms. Not really. But... And the reason I say Happy White History Month is because it was a white-friendly show. Whites loved it. We didn't think of it as a black show. It was just a show. Because Bill Cosby was just normal. And yeah, he's tried to cry racism here and there, and he's kind of into the black thing and stuff like that, but not ridiculous. Shout out Bill Cosby, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and Phylicia probably Rashad. Phylicia is how Popcorn, who probably has it right, spelled it. Rashad. Okay, people are called Rashad. Sounds like a Muslimified name. The blacks kind of got into that thing, but I don't know the circumstances, and they couldn't help it. They fell for it. But whatever. Now that I've mentioned this, it's kind of bothering me, so I need to look into this. Pardon me, Linyan Shen says, I am a tangent writer. Phylicia Rashad, there she is. A little bit older. Still a touch of dignity. 77 years old. Award-winning American actress. Director. I need the early life thing. Because I want to know how they came to be Rashad. Felicia Ayers Allen. Whoa. Was she born? Born Ayers-Allen. Was that a hyphenated last name? So her mother, Vivian Ayers, Pulitzer Prize-winning nominated artist, poet, playwright, scholar, and publisher. So probably a feminist. And then her father was Andrew Arthur Allen, orthodontist. Those are the people who make you braces. I never got them. But shout out. Her siblings are Tex, Andrew Arthur Allen Jr., jazz musician, Debbie Allen, actress. Okay, so interesting. So why did she take the mother's part of the mother's name? Her siblings all took the father's name, but she took her mother's and father's name. Parents divorced when she was 6. 7 years later, her mother moved with Felicia and her sister to Mexico City, Mexico, to avoid the racial segregation of the United States. Ayers Allen later returned to the United States to go to Howard, the black college, graduating magna cum laude, or however you pronounce that, meaning she was a good student with a Bachelor of Fine Arts. Hey, fine arts, that's cool. While there, she was initiated into the Alpha chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Okay, so that sort of makes sense that she would. And then, so whom did she marry? Ahmad Rashad. She married and divorced a few times there. You know, people go through a whole lot of mess. And by that point, 70s, 80s, divorces were on the rise. And she was one of the artsy types. And her mother was all into that other artsy stuff, and they divorced. And so I understand now why she has that name, Ahmed. Ahmad or Ahmed? Ahmad Rashad. Divorced in 2001. Oh. And he's black. He looks like just a normal black American man. Born Robert Earl Moore. What a mess. These blacks. Shout out, but they got into this stuff pretty badly. Happy White History Month, black people. Were any whites involved in the making of the Bill Cosby Show? Was white technology involved? Oh, no. What in the world did I just click? Look, there's my old orange shirt. I think it looks good. Anyway, I actually think black would look good on the orange would look good on black people. Because when I took art, I learned that it looks good on them. Orange and hot pink look good on blacks or next to blacks. FYI. Look it up. So, again, happy White History Month, Bill Cosby. He lives. And rest in peace, MJW, Malcolm Jamal Warner. MJW, I appreciate you giving me popcorn, that abbreviation that helps me remember his name. At least for the time being, you know. R.I.P. MJW. The Cosby Show. White History Month. Who are more inclusive than whites? Phylicia Rashad. And she still goes by Rashad 24 years after her divorce from that man. Nice. I respect it. Let me get to William in California. Oops, pardon me. I'm a boomer. William in California on the line over here. William, thank you for calling and holding.
How you doing, James Hake?
Doing well.
Happy White History Month to you.
Thank you. You as well.
Let me give my couple of contributions to White History Month.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to start with Burt Bacharach, songwriter, composer, producer, wrote everything. Tom Jones.
Interesting. Let me look that up.
Tom
Bacharach.
Jones.
Bacharach.
He's worked with everybody. Dionne Warwick, Stevie Wonder. The list goes on. Tom Jones, everybody. He's worked with Quincy Jones. He's one of the giants.
Cool. He looks like, I don't want to say it, but he looks familiar. He looks like another guy who's white looking and gray haired and handsome who's in the news lately.
I don't think it was too long ago he died. I think he lived into his 90s.
2023. Yeah.
Okay.
Died at 94 years old in Los Angeles. Born in Kansas City, Missouri. Burt Freeman Bacharach. Composer, songwriter, record producer, pianist, piano player guy.
That's correct.
Starting in the 50s, he composed hundreds of pop songs in collaboration mainly with lyricist Hal David.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Right on. And he married a few women there over the course of his life?
Probably.
Doesn't he look like I hate to say this, but doesn't he look like Jeffrey Epstein a little bit? Sorry, but that's who I was talking about.
All right.
Sorry.
All right.
Hey, I don't have any.
Doesn't hurt my feelings.
No hate for either one of those men. Rest in peace to both.
And then I'm going to go with Don the Snake Prudhomme. If you know I'm into racing.
Prudhomme. Don Prudhomme, American race car racer.
Right.
Okay.
Remember they had that big sponsorship with that was real hot to kids, to little boys. They had a sponsorship with Hot Wheels, so it was the Mongoose and the Snake.
Oh.
Racing team.
Oh, pardon me. Don Prudhomme. Is he still kicking? He's 84 years old now?
He's still kicking. He's still kicking. He lives in Granada Hills. Was that Granada Hills, California? Yeah.
Okay. I've heard of that.
And then another racer, Big Daddy, Don Garlitz. And I think he's still alive, too.
I think I'm seeing it. Garlitz. Don Garlitz. Don Big Daddy Garlitz. Also still alive, 92 years old, born in 32.
Yeah.
Drag Racing Museum in Ocala, Florida, per Wikipedia.
Yep. When we were kids, before my father turned pro, when we'd go in the pit area, Big Daddy and definitely Don Garlitz, they would let the kids get in the car in the pit area. So these guys were kind of like real hands-on with the fans and everything. They didn't kind of, they didn't do like, they didn't turn their nose up at kids, especially kids,
Yeah.
Give them a lot of attention, which probably made them very popular.
Of course.
And stay with racing. Let's go with Roger Penske.
Hey, that's a classic name over there. Roger Penske. I know a guy who knew Roger Penske.
Yeah, he owns all those rental trucks and everything.
88 he is.
Yeah.
A billionaire.
I think Roger Penske bought the Indianapolis 500 track. I think he owns it now.
Wow. He owns which track?
In the Indianapolis 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roger Searle. How do you say that middle name? Searle. Searle.
What is it?
Searle. Searle.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Penske.
I'm not sure.
Surly? Known as the captain. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
What a Chad.
Yeah, these good guys. Yesterday I heard somebody use your White History Month as a sneaky dig.
Yes.
And it's just kind of petty because I would think there would be a serious uproar if people would do that during Black History Month, but it's starting to really dawn on me that white people really built a great country here.
Yeah.
And if they were to really push their history, it'd be every month.
Yeah.
It'd be every month, but they don't do that. They don't.
Right.
We
That's
had
true.
to bring this white history.
Yeah.
But,
that's part of what I kind of like and appreciate about whites is naturally, and this is something that I don't think that the white nationalists appropriately appreciate necessarily, but the white ethno-nationalists, whatever, that whites aren't that into being white. They're just normal.
That's what really gets the blacks down, actually.
Yeah.
Nothing pro-black is really good. I mean, they don't get anything from it. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Just like
now, there's great artists who do this pro-black stuff, and it's still great art. But the pro-black aspect of it, I can take it or leave it. I don't care. Have fun. Whatever.
True. Just like it gets under people's skin when you talk about the Klan. Mark even mentioned last week that, some Klan members, maybe a lot of them, and maybe most, within their community were stand-up people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've noticed that too. Many of these people, many of these white radicals, if you will, are quite decent with everybody, just like anybody else. Or
And
maybe even better than most people.
Probably better because they supported their communities wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And if you think that offends you or any kind of way, they probably don't think about this. The Black Panther Party too had good contributions in their community, but yet outside their community were feared and and got in a lot of trouble, just like the Klan did. Outside their circle, they protected their circle, but once they got outside their circle and stepped into the so-called white man's world, that did not work.
Yeah.
The party only lasted 9 years, and then it was over. A lot of them were either killed or tracked down across the world. A lot of them ran, hightailed it out of here. The FBI was looking for them, and you can kind of look at it the same way.
True.
Yeah.
Any sort of a radical group that kind of gains some pull in society
when they step out of their circle.
Yeah, trouble. Like it attracts nutcases who make the whole group look bad, and it also attracts feds who are eager to make the group look bad or control it or subvert it. And it's it's a mess. Watch out for trendy stuff. Join in groups.
Excuse me, James. We lost Malcolm Jamal Warner. I would guess that, and I actually liked him the most. He was the best character on the show because he seemed more authentic.
Okay.
Like when young kids or young boys, how they were. And,
true.
I liked him actually the most, and Rudy. McKnight. What's her last name? Her first. I've got her first. Keep getting her first name. Her last name's McKnight. The youngest child and Theo seem to be more authentic in their character than everybody. It was one of my favorites and everything. And I understand Eddie Griffith, the comedian, took it pretty hard because they were good friends. They had a sitcom in the 90s, and Carl Anthony Payne, remember him? He played the character Cockroach. So there's no foul play. He just got I think he probably got in a rip current, struggled and drowned in it.
Yeah.
Too bad.
That's what it sounded like. Those rip currents or rip tides, they sweep you out into sea and kind of sideways, and they say to don't
swim against it. Don't swim against it.
Yeah, swim sideways from it.
Yeah, we have a lot of them
float
here. Yeah, we have a lot of them here in San Francisco. We have a treacherous rip current that can drown you quick.
Right. So
And
what
then those
happens? Does
pigs
it pull
come
you
out.
under, or it can you kind of just float and
It's
just
hard.
relax?
I don't know if you want to be going under too much if you're out there, but I mean, it just gets really hard to get back to shore. They say don't swim against them. You go
Right.
sideways so that you could get back in, because you'll get so far out that you'll be out there with not so friendly big animals,
Yeah.
sharks and whales and stuff like that. And you know, you're just getting further and further out. And they say don't swim against it. That's
Right.
what they say.
There's no way
Yeah.
to swim against the current.
Correct. You was talking about Felicia Allen and everything. That's kind of funny how she does not mention. Is she divorced from Ahmad?
Yep, she's divorced from Ahmad Rashad. Yep.
Which is because she's probably a feminist.
Yeah, probably so. Based on like her mother and the divorce and the names that she's taken
Yeah, I remember
on.
when they were young. I remember they were young. They're a little older than me, but I remember her and her sister. They were very popular in show business and stuff like that. Her sister's Debbie Allen. So Debbie wasn't Debbie a part of the movie Fame? I think she was something. I don't know. She was the dancing and everything.
Well,
But
you
she
know
doesn't-
me. I
they
don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, because you'll go Mike Jordan. Yeah. The thing is
Right.
she doesn't really mention. I noticed that you were looking at her bio and everything, but you really have to dig deeply. It's not her first marriage failed.
Right. Yeah.
And both of her marriages were with celebrities. You know,
Yeah.
I think she was married to Victor Willis too. You know that, in San Francisco.
Yeah, it said something like that. Her
Victor
different
Willis
marriages.
that was Victor Willis's wife first. You know Victor Willis from the Village People.
I've heard of the
leader
Village
of that
People.
group. You've heard of the Village People. He's the leader of the group.
The Village People is the YMCA song?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, that was his wife first. So, you know, I mean, both of her marriages were with celebrities. You know what happens a lot of times with those kind of marriages.
I think she had 3 different husbands.
3 marriages?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, wish her well.
Yeah.
She doesn't
we
know
do.
better, you know? That's how I see it.
Well, she's a powerful black woman. You know what? I think you mentioned Friday. I listened to your show. I didn't call in and everything, but you didn't have to do that. But it was okay. I appreciate it. Shout out to James Hake. You're right. You don't, JC. You don't know what I contribute, and
Right.
it's not in a super chat.
Exactly.
So, and I don't use a super chat to be evil.
Right.
It's cheap, and it's basically I can call you and just tell you, hey. You know, and I heard you want to change his name to something else. He thought it was too much. But just call him Bunzy. The thing is he is using that to be evil and everything. And you have a lot of good super chatters.
Yeah.
Linian, Greatertron,
Yep.
Sal. Interesting super chats.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to come across and, you know, have a thought. You know, but to use it as a weapon, I've seen other shows that just will not read them. You've done that before. I've seen you do that. I'm not reading that.
Yeah, true. If it's too far or vulgar or messy, oftentimes I just won't read it because you don't want to reward that, even though they contributed whatever. But they're just it's exploitation if it's just for destruction. So
you know, I want to do something here. I want to say something about white people here in America as a whole. Yes, you have a lot of liberals that have really gotten out of hand and really stupid and silly. I want to just thank white people for having, you know, colonizing this beautiful place and making America the greatest country in the world and everything. And their contributions, even with the misfits that they have in their communities. They're basically good people, and they have made a good country, you know. And I wanted to give an honorary, in my opinion, a great white man to tell you the truth. I have to acknowledge that Mark is a good American. I really like white men who don't back down.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because it's phony, you know, when they get liberal and you got to take up for the blacks. And Mark's not that kind of guy. That's what really makes me appreciate him a lot.
Nice. Yeah. I think everybody really appreciates and respects that.
As they should.
Yep. Right on, man.
Okay, well, let you get to some other callers, and thanks for taking my call, James. Happy White History Month.
You as well.
All right.
Bye. William in California. A heartfelt and touching shout out to Mark in Los Angeles. And that's why he's so entertaining, is because he just doesn't back down. And he's very forceful and clear. And parts of it may be imprecise or whatever, but that's not the point, you know? So shout out. It's kind of like nitpicking Trump or JLP. It's a lot of it is just nitpicking. But of course, with the anger, it's not good. But much respect regardless. And my White History Month contribution, guys, I do have one. And William mentioned cars. And you know I like cars. So my contribution to White History Month, my White History Month hero is YouTube. Can we all have a round of applause for YouTube? A white round of applause. I used to clap like this, and I got in trouble. Let me do it out here so it's not too loud. When it was loud, it would echo through the auditorium. 4th grade, I did it all loud during the assemblies, they called it. Sorry for the people out there. I don't know how loud it is because I have headphones on, so I don't really hear it. But and I had a male teacher for 4th grade. I won't dox him. I'm tempted to. Happy White History Month. My man teacher, 4th grade man teacher. But yeah, YouTube. Without YouTube, where would we be? And I get that YouTube is run by some anti-white people. You'll notice that a lot of the white contributors to society fall into the culture, which is a bad thing, that they were raised, where they were raised. So a lot of YouTube is anti-white, whether they're white or not, the people running YouTube. But still, I appreciate them. And also this guy who made a YouTube video several years ago, or a dozen years ago, or however many. And this YouTube video is for those who may have a Toyota Corolla. I don't dox what I have, but these people may have Toyota Corollas, and some of these Corollas from 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and even 9, with an asterisk. If they're locked out of their trunk, they can't access their trunk. They can't pop it from the front seat. They can't. Okay, so I don't know what this song is. I disclaim it. Okay. But let's review the song. It's a sort of a white song. But you can't pop it. You can't press the key fob and pop it. You know, this electronic thing. You can't insert the key and pop it. You can't do anything. And then in the back seats, they don't have this easy pull thing, at least in those years of this Toyota Corolla. Toyotas are another white history great thing. I get that it's Japanese, but whites contributed and purchased and stuff, and they last forever. So enjoy this from this white, purportedly white, I think, seemingly white man, 11 years ago.
The 2007 Toyota Corolla trunk lock is stuck. What now? Pull on the left back seat to reach behind it. Feeling along the metal frame, you're looking for 3 large holes. You want the second one. The second hole has the most room. You can feel a spring in there, and you're going to want to reach under the spring to pull a lever towards you.
I got to pull that back.
Room. You can feel a spring in there, and you're going to want to reach under the spring to pull a lever towards you.
How white is that? Bonus footage.
What you just did is the same thing as pulling the seat release latch in the back of the trunk. Here's a picture of the latch with the seat down. you can see that it's locked, and you can see the...
I had a book that my parents gave me probably, or somebody in my family, called The Way Things Work. And it was so interesting. I never became an engineer exactly, right? Of course not. I'm no Bill. I'm no Nit. These geniuses. Bill is part white. Nick is part white. They're geniuses. They're true engineers. And then CJ is a civil engineer. He engineers civilization. My caller. Evil is real. But look at that. There's the latch.
spring where your finger's going to be pulling.
Whoa.
This screwdriver is simulating the backseat latch being locked into position.
So for the podcast listeners, we're just looking at these latches, and this is car stuff. And domesticated car stuff, okay? It's not the ins and outs of engines and things like that, because that's way over my head. But this is like the useful aspects of cars, because I find cars useful. Because I'm from L.A., Anaheim. I'm not really from Anaheim, but it's a joke.
Reaching underneath near the spring, you pull a lever, and that's what releases the
Boom!
latch.
Oh! Terrible. I disclaim that white music or whatever that music is. But that was Fishback Films. Thank you, sir. 537,000 views from 11 years ago. And the comment section, shout out to YouTube for having comment sections and stuff like that. I don't think he had sense enough to pin his own comment, so he must be a boomer, plus or minus, maybe Gen X. And so he didn't know that he could or should pin his own comment, but he commented down here somewhere, the original viewer. But yeah, and the comment section's also useful. Like I said, I learned from you guys in the snake pit. I learned from you in the snake pit. I encourage the kids not to read the snake pit, but nice. Hake is such a man's man. Thank you, Marilyn. And you're a lady's lady, or a man's lady, or God's lady, or the devil's lady. Remains to be seen. That's the Beatles, Hake. Oh, no. I disclaim the Beatles. Thank you, Mr. Pink, for the education. But, you know, people upload stuff that's useful. And it's so white. Now, I learned how to tie a tie. Not that I learned, but I always used how to tie a tie tutorial, instructional YouTube video. There was this black guy. But he was kind of, you know, white in his attitude. So, beautiful white history moment. Yeah, the dirty Beatles. Filthy. You called us scum earlier, says Russian bot. I did indeed, with your #1 purple crown. But I still learn from scum. Love the Beatles, especially John Lennon. Rest in peace, John Lennon. I don't mean to hate. I do, but I also want to appreciate. So thank you kindly. You useful people doing useful things, helping other people realize how to do stuff. Hake is a hater and an appreciator. So, once again, a round of applause. One's in chat for YouTube and that guy who made that video. One's in the chat, please. 2's if you're like thumbs down, okay? 3 if you don't know. 4 if you're just there for chat, okay? So, White History Moment for YouTube and whatever that was. Fishback Films. Toyota Corolla. Tutorial. Alex in California has been on hold just a moment here, or a few, and he is a white history hero himself. Alex, are you there?
A hero, even.
What's up, man?
Wow, I'll take that. Thanks. Happy White History Month. I had to think about it, but I'm going to give a white history contribution.
Okay.
Victor
I'm hearing
Hugo.
my voice come back. It's slightly distracting.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now it's better.
What if I do this? Does this make it worse or better?
You fixed it.
That's ridiculous because I just switched you over to speakerphone.
But you're sounding pretty much just as clear. Being an audio guy, you must know how to conduct yourself.
Well, I'm convinced that it's either Obama or Trump or the Russians who are causing that echo because it doesn't make sense.
It's feds.
Okay, so my White History Month contribution is Victor Hugo.
How do you spell Victor? With a K or a C?
With a C, I believe.
Okay. And who is Victor Hugo? Are you there? Oh no, did he just go out? Come back to regular phone. You.
Am I still there?
Now you are. You're back. And now you disappeared again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I missed you there for a second. So Victor Hugo, that's my great-great-grandfather.
Oh, okay.
And he wrote Vietnam.
You know what? Come back to regular phone and I'll just try not to be distracted by hearing myself. I'll try not to respond too much.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
So Victor Hugo, he wrote The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay.
And that's my great-great-grandfather.
Really?
Yeah.
Dame is that guy. Is how you pronounce that?
I think it's Dom, but Dame, whatever.
Right. Wow.
All right, so I had a few things. We'll blast through the small ones because I was mentioned a few times. Yesterday was the amnesty for the Mexicans.
You're right.
And I was, I guess, having some liberal sympathy for the housekeepers because I have a bias because I work in proximity with them.
Yes. Thanks for calling in and clarifying this. Go ahead.
So yeah, I guess that's just liberal tendency right there.
Yeah. We are all slightly communist and overcoming that communism.
Right. The dogs versus the blacks. Well, they're in the 60s or whatever.
Yes, the dogs and the fire hoses.
Yeah, so coming from a dog trainer, I used to rehabilitate really aggressive dogs to get them from biting to not biting.
Okay.
And in the process, in the first 2 years of my career doing that, I took a handful of bites from pit bulls and German shepherds. And the worst one that I ever took actually didn't break any skin, but he crunched my left hand, and it was extremely painful. So I don't know if they still use the dogs as much, but I could tell you what, you do not want to get bit by one of those shepherds or those Malinois. You'd probably rather get tased or shot.
Wow. Oh, that I hadn't even considered that aspect of the strength of the bite.
You got the bite strength, and you've got the free will of the dog. Like you're basically hoping and praying that dog is going to listen to its commands.
Yeah.
I've even seen those dogs turn and bite the officer.
Wow.
So you're not guaranteed that the dog's going to listen. Yeah. So try not to put yourself in a position where you're going to get bit by police dogs.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
What was the other name? You said German Shepherd and what?
Belgian Malinois.
Belgian Malinois. Okay.
It's kind of a weird spelling. Mallinois. Malinois.
Okay.
And that's what they generally use because they're a little more sleek and agile and wiry and fast.
Yeah. Than the normal German Shepherd, which is more maybe lanky and
a little bigger.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So the main thing, I didn't want to come at this with anger or disrespect. This is all for love, but it's towards Mark. All last week, he was up your butt on your case, calling you a PDF supporter or defender or whatever.
Yeah.
And I want to ask him if he can answer, why did he do that? And I'm guessing he did it because he was going unconscious. I think being conscious of what we're doing, taking captivity of our thoughts and all that kind of stuff is that's like a white attribute. So I think it would be better for Mark to be more conscious. And I just thought it was a very liberal thing. Like, well, if you don't agree with me, then you're this. Like, I don't like that type of arguing. That's very left-wing stuff. So.
True.
Just wanted to let him know that that was very liberal of him. I think he chilled out by like Friday or so.
Yeah.
But it took all week, and I don't know. I got a little annoyed that he was attacking you that much. So if he could just answer us why he called you a PDF defender, I'd like to know why, because that's an interesting thing that he did.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that exhortation. I noticed that people in the chat get that way, and people on X, and just like you said, excitable, unconscious people in general fall for that.
It's a stupid argument. Like, I just got into it with some women the other day because I took a jab at one of their new singers that came out. That's just very pretentious. And I was like, this is very pretentious and stupid.
Right.
And they're all, you're the problem. These songs are about men like you. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm the problem because I don't like this music or whatever. So
yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. So, Mark, why did you do that? Come clean. And I think that's pretty much all I had for today. I think the Epstein stuff is actually extremely boring at this point. The only stuff that I found intriguing was if you go down the rabbit hole with like the Podesta art and the satanic ritual abuse stuff, if you have the stomach for it, that stuff is, I think, way more concerning than these like runaway 16, 17-year-olds,
right,
degenerates running off to these rich men. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So.
Good point, man. Very good point.
And sorry for the bad audio if it is, but
no,
that's all I got for today, and hope the rest of the show goes smoothly.
Thanks as always, Alex in California. Appreciate that. Take care. Wow. You know what Alex just brought up? That's the single most interesting thing to me about the Epstein situation. And it's kind of why I keep on bringing it up, because I'm just fascinated by our messed up human nature and eagerness to fight. It's like a fallen state mess. I used to go on Facebook, as I've told you guys before, and talk about women shouldn't vote or whatever. And it was interesting because one of the treating women the worst people responded. A very liberal person, and brought up like his father's abuse of his mother and trying to somehow compare me to that. And it reminds me just of what Alex was saying, is that people act like you're a woman hater and woman abuser, and that's why women need to vote or something like that. And if you disagree with that, if you disagree and you think women should be worrying their pretty little heads that it's good for them to be all up in arms and miserable about politics like they know what they're talking about, which they don't, then you are a this or a that, a woman abuser or whatever. Or they make up all kinds of other names. And like Alex said, it is a very liberal, emotional, unconscious accuser, which is Satan, thing to do. So, like he said, watch yourself. And JLP is right about that. So cool. Personal attacks over disagreements. Brian in North Carolina's on the line over here. Brian, thank you for calling. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Hake. How you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you, sir.
Nice, man. I just called. I popped into your show, and I saw you were wearing a shirt that I thought looked really nice, and then I remembered I never told you happy birthday. So
Nice.
I'm calling to wish you a happy birthday, Hake. It's your birthday all month, all day, all year,
We'll
all
take it.
season. You name it. It's there.
What an honor. And happy White History Month to you, man.
Happy White History Month. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. It's good.
Do I
it's
have
good
to have
hear
a
from you.
contribution right now?
Of course not. You just gave
Okay,
one.
cool.
Actually.
Amazing. All right, brother. That's all I had, man.
Much
I wish you well.
appreciation. Yeah, you as well, too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian in North Carolina. And I don't know if he has any white in him, actually. Just on the inside, perhaps. Are you white on the inside? People say, oh, white on the inside. JLP calls himself white on the inside, black on the outside. But it's obvious to anyone with a soul that washed white as snow. The phrase, washed as white as snow, according to far-left extremists off the deep end, don't use this, kids, Google AI, is a metaphor often found in religious and literary contexts in the Bible. Psalm 51:7 and Isaiah 1:18 depict God's ability to cleanse people from their sins, making them pure and acceptable to him. The image of snow is used. Did you know they had snow back then? I didn't even think of like snow existing to biblical people. How do they know? I don't get it. Does it snow in Israel? Does it snow in Egypt? These are questions for the homeschooled kids. Complete and thorough removal of sin's stain, going from scarlet or crimson to white as snow. Okay, so it's not a racial thing, but as Alex pointed out, there's just something civilized about white civilization, if you will. Not necessarily white culture, because I've heard it by wise men to distinguish culture from civilization, okay? Culture is degenerate. Civilization is manly and godly. But the culture is, you want to get past the culture. Nice. So, sweet. Don't take it the wrong way. People want to take it the wrong way. And it's fun. Okay, so this is sort of interesting, by the way. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, actually. A French Gothic novel by Victor Hugo. Alex from California's great, did he say two greats? Great-great-grandpa? Published 1831. Wow. Victor Hugo. So if you want to know what Alex looks like, doxed. That's him. Wow, look at that face on him. Are French white? They're white. They are a different type of people that I respect, I fear, I recoil at those beheadings. Victor Marie Hugo, Vicomte Hugo. I don't know I have no idea how to pronounce French stuff, so pardon me. Here, listen to this.
Victor Hugo.
Awesome. Didn't that even sound like Alex? His most famous works are the novels The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1831, and Les Miserables, Les Miserables. I didn't know that was the same guy. Les Mis, very popular Broadway musical nowadays, or at least 20 years ago. Hugo is renowned for his poetry collections, Les Contemplations. Les Contemplations. I will do it in Englishish, in Fringlish. La Legende des Siècles, The Legend of the Ages. I need Anchor Baby in here, but I don't want to bring Anchor Baby in here right now because I don't want to waste it, but he's funny. You want to read this French stuff? Read these French things for me, Anchor Baby, if you just can real quick. and then you can just run away.
I thought it was tech stuff. I thought it was an emergency. But
No.
I'd be happy to help. I'd be happy to butcher the French language with.
Yeah, so read these titles by Alex from California's great-great-grandpa or something.
Les Misérables. Sorry, I'm yelling.
Yeah, you can turn that down or whatever.
Les Misérables.
Nice.
Les Contemplations.
Nice.
And
You sounded like Michael from Canada. Okay.
and la légende des siècles.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. I probably said that wrong.
Nice. Right on.
Siècle? No.
So this is Victor Hugo. This is Alex in California's grandpa telling us about the good old days. Thank you, Anchor Baby.
Don't take me just yet.
Died in Pantheon, Paris. Right on, man. That'll be all. So Victor Hugo, playwright. I guess I'll call him. I don't know if novelist. That's better. Playwright is. I mean, I like Shakespeare. I respect Shakespeare, I guess. And Shakespeare was not black, despite what you guys think. Right on. Very cool, in my opinion. Okay. Speaking of the Anchor Baby, do catch the Anchor Baby. He is going to be coming up soon. Let me double check for any other super chats. I think we're doing okay on D Live and Rumble. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Let me just close down these tabs because it's getting out of control. No, not Victor Hugo, the soccer player. Man, all these names. How do you guys know so much? You remind me of that guy who retains a lot of information. Whom I promoted, Eric Prince. Cesar or Cesar with 3 coffees. Sup, Hake? What's up? Random topic today. A couple days ago, I randomly remembered watching a video back in the early 2000s stating there's a huge inverted pentagram in Washington, D.C., a pentagram being a upside-down star, right? A 5-pointed star, but that's upside down, so it looks like a goat's head. It's a satanic symbol. At least that's how we think of it, we Christians. We Christian-y Christians. That points directly to the White House. I searched it up on Google Images and saw examples of it. But when I asked Grok about it, it dismissed it as debunked, as if it weren't true. Grok went back to being liberal. Kidding, I don't know. Using Apple Maps, I took a screenshot of that area in D.C., drew my own lines, and recreated the examples I saw on Google, and sure enough, it's real. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe it was done on purpose or coincidence? If you do search up the image, notice each point lands on a grassy area with an historical statue, which kind of makes me believe it was done by design. P.S. Forgot to tell you, postscript. I sent you my screenshot on X, Twitter, in case you wanted to see my example at 9:43 a.m. your time. Do I dare? Let's see if my messages pull up. My messages don't tend to pull up on some of these platforms. Do I dare? There it is! Oh my goodness gracious me. So there's the DuPont Circle. There's the Logan Circle. There's downtown D.C. There's some other place. See that thing? Circle thingy. And then there's that one or whatever. Something. And then there's the White House. And it could just be kind of like they're not even trying to draw the... I don't know, man. I mean, you could easily have just drawn a normal, innocent pentagon, because there's something called the Pentagon, right? You didn't have to draw it in the shape of a devil sign. Now, also, you'll notice this is like a stubby, cute version of a goat head pentagram. It's not like a tall one. Let me show you what a more devilish one is. Don't draw this, kids, okay? Do as I say, not as I do. But a more devilish one, sir, would be, I wonder if I could. Okay, so a more devilish one would be like tall. Uh-oh, what do I do? That's more like, even that's not that devilish. Like, it's really, it has to be like that. See, I messed it up already. That's not right. I can't do it. I can't do it. It has to be like narrow and lean. I can't do it. But anyway, I could probably do it like this. See, that's a regular right side up one. But even I can't do it. I can't do it. And I took art, by the way. Look, I can't. But anyway, here, let me see if, let me try one more time. I'm drawing a upside down. I already messed up. Yep. Okay, I think this might be the most successful one because I slowed down. See, that looks more devilish than this stubby one. This stubby one is kind of like cartoon and cute. But anyway, I disavow, I disclaim, and I don't know, man. It didn't necessarily mean anything bad back in the day, or maybe it did, I don't know. People say that we're the... You're taking me off on a kick, man. Here, let me ask Grok. We're the... What are they called? Masons. Masons evil back in George Washington days. Freemasons, that is. So let's find out. The question of whether Freemasons were evil during George Washington's time, roughly mid to late 18th century, is a loaded one, often tangled up in historical context. Yeah, I want to know context. Conspiracy theories and differing perspectives. Let's break it down with a clear-headed look. Why some thought they were evil secrecy and rituals, anti-Masonic sentiment. In Egypt, they viewed it as a threat to Christianity, a promoter or deism or non-sectarian spirituality. Catholic Church, for instance, issued papal bulls condemning Freemasonry. Conspiracy theories, like the Catholics are such angels. You know what I mean, Jellybean? I mean, some of them, I'm sure, were true saints. But some might not been. Maybe there were good and bad Masons. Could we say that? Freemasonry championed issued like liberty, equality. Oh no, I disavow it. I disclaim it anyway. And self-improvement. Equality, it may have been okay back then, I don't know. But equality is evil today, which aligned with the American Revolution's goals. Washington and others saw it as a way to foster unity and moral character, not as a sinister plot. Masonic lodges often supported charitable causes and community building. Yeah, guess what? So did the Black Panthers and probably the KKK. Many Masons were key players in the American Revolution. Principles of governance, individual rights shaped the new nation. No concrete evidence they orchestrated the revolution for nefarious purposes. Washington himself was open about his Masonic membership, attending lodge meetings and even laying the cornerstone of the U.S. Capitol in a Masonic ceremony in 1793. saw nothing sinister in it as indicated by his public embrace. So, did I skip over the other evil things? Shadowy cabal controlling political events. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I don't know. Can you be a Christian in Freemason? Was George Washington Christian? Let's see if it understands my poor sentence structure. Yes, it's possible to be both Christian and a Freemason, according to Grok, which is maybe not a reliable source. Go to the library, kids. The Catholic Church has condemned it. Some Protestant groups view it as universalist spirituality conflicting with exclusive Christian teachings. Many Christians, prominent figures in history, have been Masons, though, without abandoning their faith. So, blah, 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 blah. Was he a Christian? He was raised in the Anglican Church, which is the English church, right? Anglican means English. A branch of the American branch of which became the Episcopal Church. Oh, no, Episcopalians. But that's what Tucker is. And Tucker became Tucker's okay, right? No? No? Yes? Maybe? I like Tucker. Well, I mean, it's his soul. I don't care, right? Leave me alone. Okay, so Pentagram, Freemasonry, because just do the last quick point. Do the Freemasons use pentagrams? Real quick. Sometimes associated with Freemasonry, not central or widespread. Okay, that's enough. David in Texas is on the line over here. David, thank you for calling and holding, man. How you doing?
What's going on, young man?
Hey.
Happy White History Month.
Thank you. Same to you.
How's it going?
It's going quite well, man. I am having a nice time with the snakes, my fellow snakes.
I said Epstein file. I don't know.
Oh, do you want to talk about the Epstein files? What do you want to say?
I mean, it's getting so kind of boring.
Right. Are you on speakerphone or Bluetooth or headset or AirPods?
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool. We'll deal with it.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I'm driving down the road.
Oh,
so yesterday I got called.
You're a trucker, huh?
Yeah. I'm a trucker.
Nice.
Yesterday I got pulled into jury duty. Thank God they didn't pick me, but it was for the 17-year-old girl that supposedly compromised by a 30-something-year-old man, but didn't come out with the information for several years, and then now he's on prosecuted for it. So I was really glad. I've got 3 daughters myself, so I was really kind of glad I really didn't want to be any part of jury at all, much less for something like that.
When you say you have 3 daughters, you picture your daughters experiencing trouble, or you relate to it because of your daughters experiencing trouble like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's usually always somebody that you know. When I was a little kid, 5 years old, I got messed with by a friend of the family, quote unquote.
Right.
And it was their son, and he was older, he was a teenager or whatever,
Yeah.
And I remember I've talked to my kids about that, just letting them know, hey, if anything ever happens, I don't want you to feel ashamed or scared or like nobody's going to listen to you. Just let me know, and then I'll, we'll deal with it. If anything ever happens like that.
Right.
I think that I grew up real sheltered. In some aspects, I grew up in a Baptist church. I went to private school, and so just 6 days out of the week, I was at church or school. At a Christian church or school. So, and that was, I think it was good. It laid down a decent foundation for me, and my parents were both decent people, and would have never let anything happen to me knowingly. That's for sure. You
right.
know?
Yeah.
But it I don't know that it really brought anything up, because I really am trying to stay a lot more present than getting into that future tripping or getting mad about the past or sad about the past. I really kind of and more in line with what Jesse's trying to teach.
Yeah.
With staying present. I find it a lot more beneficial to stay here and now instead of, and especially, I've got enough. The Bible says something about, you've got enough to worry about today. Don't worry about tomorrow. And I think it's weird how we bandwagon all of these distractions that come our way, through the media predominantly. That's where everything that I jump on a bandwagon about comes to me, through the news pretty much.
Yeah.
Or some form of media.
Yep.
It's like, I should be mad about that. I would never tolerate that. I'd kill somebody if they did that to my daughter. It's all this worrying about something that's not even happening to you.
It's like a cat with a laser pointer. The society is, meaning like the social media and mainstream media are pointing a laser pointer, and we're all getting triggered by the laser pointer.
And they go crazy, don't they?
Yep.
It's like herding cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're going everywhere.
And the cats are judging each other.
Go ahead.
Crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I don't know. I felt like I wanted to call in. I appreciate you taking the call.
Yeah.
Again, I thank you for what you're doing and for what the network's doing. That's it.
Thank you,
have
David.
A great day, man.
I appreciate it.
Happy on-birthday to you.
Thank you, man. That's the throwback.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
That's what my dad used to say to me all the time.
I don't know if that's from Winnie the Pooh or who came up with it, but nice. Well, happy White History Month to you, man. And
yes, sir.
I totally agree with you and Alex. Stay present. That's a great answer.
Absolutely. Yeah, lots of good. I'm not talking about myself, but we got a lot of good Texas callers.
True. We have.
What's the history man? What's his name?
Daniel.
Daniel, yes, sir.
Right on, man.
My great somebody or another is Davy Crockett.
Nice. See, we're
not the Wild Frontier.
Yep. Davy Crockett. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother told me that we are like related to some woman who came on like the Mayflower or something, Mary something, some woman.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Shout out. You never know.
Right on. Oh, contribution.
Okay.
Real quick, and then I'll let you go.
Yes, sir.
Billy Graham.
Fair enough.
Billy Graham. My dad worked for Billy for 20 years.
Wow.
And, yeah, he was an estate planning consultant for Billy. Billy had more people than you could, my dad had 3x5 card files, and they were 2 drawers, side by side, and he had about 8 of them stacked on top of each other.
Wow.
So like 16 3x5 card files, and they were all full of people that wanted to set up annuities or trusts or whatever with Billy.
Wow.
Crazy.
That
so my
is.
dad, for 20 years, was hammering it out.
Billy Graham.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
He brought revival to the land, sort of.
Well, you ain't kidding.
American evangelist.
Kidding. Yeah, he's a good white, pretty good white guy.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate his son Franklin Graham, who sort
Absolutely.
of came around.
Samaritan's Purse is another good organization for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nice.
All right, young man. Well, thank you again. I appreciate you, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
All right.
Bye. Sweet. Hayden in Texas. Speaking of Texas callers, Texans, happy White History Month, Hayden.
Happy White History Month, Hake. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good. Believe it or not, I also want to talk about the Epstein stuff. I'm sure you've
Definitely
been talking about that a lot.
No, go for it. I mean, I have
No problem,
off and on, but have at it.
Good. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the whole Epstein thing as of now?
I think that it's pretty much over. Whatever he was doing is over. I don't know if there was anybody else involved other than him and that woman, but supposedly there were many victims. Some of the most outspoken victims are the nuttiest, I think. The tip of the iceberg tends, the crazy ones tend to want to be out there. So there may be some real victims who are not just crazy psycho people who want to just make money and get attention. So there may be some real victims who are, I don't know. So, and there may be other people involved. And so, I don't know. I basically trust Trump. I don't particularly have a strong liking or trust of anybody else in his administration who's been talking about this, other than I like Dan Bongino. He seems like he means well. Pam Bondi is okay. Kash Patel, he's all right, but he's like a talker. And then all of these people, the bipartisans who want to open this stuff up, I don't like or trust any of them. And then the people, you and me and the Snake Pit in the chat and everybody on X and stuff, it's become sort of just a trendy thing. It's kind of like bashing Diddy. It's like people don't even know what they're talking about. And so that basically sums up my thing. I don't expect to see anything new or real come out, but if it does, great. If not, fine with me. How about you?
Well, the thing I like about the MAGA base, they're not letting the story go.
Yeah.
And this thing's been going on for over a week now. Do you not think it's
to
shady?
be honest? But yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, but do you not think it's shady how Trump's trying to cover this up? Because that was the first about a week ago. That was the first time I heard him say the words, "This is a Democrat hoax." I never heard him say that before.
Yeah. I don't know. You might be right about that. When he says stuff that's off the wall like that, I'm like, I wonder, is he trolling or is he real? I don't know. But I really don't think of, I haven't really read shadiness into anything that Trump has done. Again, I have not really followed it because I don't really care. It's like stuff that you can know is what I like. And there's no way for me to know unless I had to read. And then if I read, then I would know more, but don't make me read.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was with you. So, I want to say, like, I don't know, sometime in June, you had asked me if I cared about the Epstein files, and my answer was no back then because, you know, Trump ran on releasing the Epstein files, and you know, we all expected for him to just, you know, eventually release, you know, everything about the Epstein files. But when he came out and said, or his team said, or Pam Bondi, whoever it was, said that there's no list. Mm-hmm. And that Epstein killed himself. That was when I was like, okay, something's going on here, and I know that MAGA's not going to drop this. And you know, ever since that announcement was made, they haven't dropped it. And I you know, Trump's been, I believe he's trying to cover it up to a degree. You know, he came out and said, "Oh, I want to change the Commanders back to the Redskins. I want to change the I forget.
I remember that. Yeah, that was a headline like yesterday, a couple of days ago. That he wants to. He's bringing up these other things, and some people are saying this is just a distraction from the Epstein thing. Don't get it distracted.
Well, I agree with that. He wants to change the. I forget what the Cleveland baseball team's name now, but they want to go back to the Indians.
Right.
And then also this whole thing with Obama interfering with the 2016 election. You know, that came out of nowhere, which I hope he is held accountable for, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I wish that Trump would come clean about this because originally, you know, I was, you know, my beliefs about, you know, his ties to, you know, Israel and stuff. I had 75% trust, I would say, in Trump. Now it's to 50 because of this whole Epstein thing.
So because of Trump being well funded by pro-Israel figures, and his always being very nice to Israel, or whatever his gestures that he's done for Israel, the bombs and the changing the embassy and stuff like that to Jerusalem, and then now this Epstein cover-up, as you call it, and he is saying this needs to stay covered up. Okay, Pam Bondi, you can ask this judge to release the grand jury testimony. But overall, he's covering it up and calling it a hoax and stop talking about it. And why you want to talk about this creep? We're talking about real things. I am sympathetic to his statements, honestly. I don't read anything ill into it necessarily. I don't read anything ill into it at all. Like, I see these things that he's doing is for the good of the country. The Epstein thing, maybe there's more in there than what is publicly available, but I don't really know, and I don't really see it as central to what's going on or even going to change the direction of the country at all.
Mm.
But you guys may be right. I just don't know. And but I don't see it as I don't see Trump as being wrong in what he's doing at this point.
Well,
and I don't think that he ran on it. Other people ran on it. He was like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem. I would definitely look at it. But he wasn't adamant about it like the phony, pardon me for calling Kash Patel phony, but Kash Patel strikes me as kind of phony.
Yeah, I agree.
That guy was adamant. And Bongino may have been a little bit adamant as well. But Trump was never really adamant about it. He's never been a go after men for their sex stuff type of thing. And that's what the media is making this into. And that's what a lot of these people are calling them pedophiles and stuff like that. And these are underage girls, many of them, not all of them. But it's not what they think it is, I think.
Yeah.
The truth is never what you think it is. I'm going to venture to say that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ever like assume stuff without knowing the full story about it. But I mean,
yeah. But I'm not holding it. I don't hold it against you for for hanging on to it and pushing it and all that. You have the right to, and it sounds like you're not turning on Trump. You just don't trust him right now because of this stuff.
No. And in fact, I love Trump quite a lot, and I hope he does turn the situation around.
Yeah. I think he will. It might. It won't be.
I agree with you.
Nobody's going to be satisfied, but if you stick through it, wait and see, I think you'll be overall pleased with Trump.
I agree with you because he has so much time to fix the situation. Because we're still in 2025. We still have so much time for him to fix this, and I do believe he wants what's good for this country.
Yeah.
So I think he will, fix this sometime during this term. But I saw on social media, I thought this happened earlier on, but I mean it must have just happened. Is it true that, like, I don't know, yesterday or 2 days ago, he released the MLK files? Did you see that story?
You know what? I heard about it. I heard about something about the MLK files, but I haven't seen that, whether he's done that or not. Let me see.
I thought I saw that on one of the trending stories. So why has he done that, but not the Epstein files, That's what's so, like, questionable about this whole thing.
Because that thing is further gone, and so everybody's dead who might be caught up in it. One of the things that Trump said about the Epstein thing, I believe he said, was that innocent people could be caught up in it. There's like people who all they did was go to the island. They didn't do anything. And yet people are going to just think the worst of them and they'll lose stuff. And it's not fair or right. And so Trump releasing the MLK files should have been released a long time ago, I feel like. JFK too. So a lot of times the government keeps secrets until the smoke blows over, the fire blows over. And I bet you that's largely what's going to happen with the Epstein thing. But I don't know. But that's what happens with JFK, MLK. Go ahead.
Pam Bondi and all of them say that they have the sex tapes that Epstein created.
Yeah, nasty.
So I mean,
she said that.
She says that they have like stashes of porn that. Sorry, I hate the P word.
You're fine.
That they found at his properties. I believe in Florida. He lived in New York, and of course on Epstein Island and the Virgin Islands. He had, what are those things called? The crates of porn or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So.
Terrible. That's nasty. But I mean, it kind of makes sense because you can record anything, like even with the phone. Not that Epstein was sort of a boomer. He might not have done that, but people record stuff for all kinds of whatever reasons. So
yeah, and of course, the public doesn't want to see that.
Right.
Like
hopefully
that
not.
kind of
some
stuff.
Some of them, I bet you never mind. But yeah. Terrible.
And of course, like we obviously, we really don't care about who the victims are. We just want to know, who the criminals are, and we want them held accountable. Just like what's happening with Obama and this thing with the 2016 election.
Yeah.
We just want these people held accountable, or else this stuff will just keep happening. You know
what? I've never expected public officials to go to jail when they should go to jail. I just
really?
There's just something about the way that public officials are. A lot of them are clever. They know how to skirt the laws and use loopholes and things. Obama's team was very good at, I think, using loopholes, and they had a whole bunch of corrupt judges, I think. I call them corrupt, but activist judges who would be on their side anyway. And so, I just expect politicians and public officials to get away with everything. And also, I don't know what they've done. Like, people say, Hillary Clinton is corrupt. My friend once told me that he made a bet with me that Hillary would beat Trump because Hillary kills people. He literally said that. I'm like, what? And he's a liberal. But I don't know that to be true. But But I just don't know and I don't even care if they get held accountable, honestly. I care that criminals on my street in my neighborhood get jailed. And it would be nice if public officials did, but I've grown up in a world, maybe I'm broken by the communists. My will has been broken by the communists. So I don't expect politicians
you shouldn't let them do that to you, Hake.
Yeah, you're right. It's not very white.
Break out of that habit.
Yeah. Oh man.
But Trump has been on Truth Social. He has been posting about pictures of politicians in handcuffs. Obama in handcuffs are getting arrested.
Yeah. When he said Hillary would be in jail, I didn't believe it. I mean, I believed that he would try, but I knew that you can't do that. It looks political. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. It looks political. So his White House counsel squelched that investigation into Hillary. So,
well, that was before what they did to him last year.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So I hope this whole thing's lit a fire under him, and he actually does go after these people hardcore. I really do.
He's a boomer, and boomers want law and order, and he wants law and order. So you may be right, definitely. Man. Great call, Hayden, in Texas.
I hope he does. One last thing.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you about shucks. What was it? I just wanted to ask you before. You know what? I don't want to hold your callers up. I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
But when you were talking, I just instantly forgot it. My bad.
No problem. I understand.
Oh, I just remembered. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Democrats, I'm sure you've been seeing, them urging Trump to release the Epstein files and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah, the Democrats have been.
Because they think that, Trump's going to get in trouble or whatever. But again, the Democrats didn't want to touch this issue when Biden was in office.
Right.
So I believe if they were to release the Epstein files, I believe it'll hurt the Democrats the most.
They didn't even touch it during Obama. This all happened. I mean, some of these lawsuits are from 2006, which is, or so, maybe a little before or after, which is the tail end of the W. Bush administration. So this was something that Cernovich, I don't know if you're familiar with Mike Cernovich, but he and the Miami Herald pushed to FOIA, do a Freedom of Information Act on some of these files, like juries or something, I don't know, unseal some court documents related to it, and kind of blew this thing open a bit because it was just it was just in the dark. So I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, they're totally using it to try to hurt Trump. That's the only thing. They don't care about the girls. And they don't care about corrupt politicians. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, I am brainwashed by Disney because I saw this Disney movie, Newsies, and at the beginning of the song, they're like, we need an earthquake or a war. And this one guy says, how about a crooked politician? And they say, hey, stupid, that ain't news no more. And so you're right. I'm brainwashed by evil Disney. Disney became evil by the time I was a kid.
Disney's pure woke now.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yep.
I haven't watched any Disney movies recently, but I mean, I've heard terrible stuff about it. But yeah, I mean, if the Epstein list were, if he does release it, which I hope he does, I believe it's going to hurt the Democrats the most. And yet they're the ones screaming, "Oh, release it! We want Trump to be in trouble." They just want Trump in jail, is what it is.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, what happened? I don't believe the charges were legit last year. Who knows about this whole Epstein thing with his ties with Trump? But I mean, if the Democrats and Republicans are on the same page with this, I believe the Democrats would be hurt the most out of it.
Could be. Right on, man.
All right. Thank you for letting me bring that up. I forgot about that. So.
Of course, man.
I appreciate that.
Happy White History Month to you, man.
Happy White History Month, Hake. Have a great day.
You too. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me I feel like there was something on over on pilled.net, some super chats. I saw Neo, what's up, man? He gifted the shades. Happy Tuesday. Indeed. And thank you for the raid, Neo, Neyyo. If hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Over on, you guys should check out pilled.net. Okay? Hake is over there on Pilled watching. I'm going to close it right away, but over on, you guys should check out. So, yeah, that's what's going on. I did see okay, let me just double check for other super chats because I don't want to, I would be remiss if I were to miss you guys. Oh, I closed the thingy-majigger. Looks like we're all clear on that. Thank you again, Cesar / Cesar. And let me get to, I gotta. Super appreciation to you guys. Pilled. Robert in Kansas on the line here. Robert, thank you for holding. You're live with Hake.
Hey, good morning, man. You a Freemason?
I wish.
You got that shirt on with an anchor.
Is this a Freemason symbol? Why do they call them Masons? Were they stone cutters and they became something different?
Well, Hake, I think
you don't sound like you know or are interested in that aspect. Go ahead.
No. I am. My grandfather's 32nd degree.
Whoa.
He never made 33, and I know why.
He never made it to 33 because he refused to do something, maybe.
Yeah, it was a 28th degree. They ask you to do something. If you pick one way, they cheer you on. If you pick the other way, they cheer you on. They say you made the right decision no matter what you do.
Wow.
But that's where they figure out, if you're going to be 33 or not it's but the Masons, I used to be allowed on the internet, right? Hake, I used to have social media and all that. And I was saying stuff about the Masons and they sent, I was out fishing one day, the lake, and they sent an emissary out to me. Right.
The Masons did?
Yes, sir.
In response to your social media activity?
Well, obviously, he knew my name.
Whoa.
He walked up.
Oh, yeah, because you used your whole name. You would self-dox like crazy. Okay, go ahead.
But he knew who I was, and he walked up behind me, and he just told me that because I was saying negative things about Masonry.
Wow.
And he came up, and he told me, first of all, he could have shot me in the back. He didn't do that.
Nice.
Right. And he came up and he just told me that, it's a sacrifice, that there are fallen angels here with us, that someone has to manage these forces. And that's what we do. And if we don't work with them, they'll work with somebody else.
Yeah.
So we manage the fallen angels. Okay, brother. I mean, I don't like working with evil, but I mean, if someone's got to do it, maybe they're just, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're, doing a good thing on some level. And what does that mean? So, I don't know. The anchor, though, what does the anchor mean, right? Hey, it's like in Masonry, it's like, it fixes you into the water where you can't move, like that you're grounded. You can hang on to something.
Yeah. Not just floating aimlessly.
Well, all the...
and I got to wrap up in 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay. Well, hey, one thing they told me, the guy who came out to see me, he said, Jesus is actually Satan, right?
Oh, no. You don't agree with that.
Well, I don't. Well, hey, I mean.
Oh, I got to go.
He just said, yeah, that's Satan will get in front of God and say that he's the only way.
Interesting, man.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you, Robert. I hate to leave, but I got to. Take care, man.
Okay, Hake, have a good day, brother. Bye.
You too. Bye. Happy White History Month, man. Take care, guys. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Bye.